Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in to the podcast. My last YouTube channel was hacked, so unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it back. So I lost that, but we're back up and running. It's all good. We'll rebuild. So if you're on this channel watching this, please subscribe so I can build back my membership. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the old channel back. That's just how it happens sometimes. But so like and subscribe this video, and let's jump into it. So the Batman. Finally watched the Batman. Watched it on opening day, Thursday, the first showing. And overall, I don't know what to think about this movie. The problem with this movie is that it was so hyped up. I mean, I think I watched like maybe 50 different trailers before this movie. Like, we've been watching trailers since when? Since like summer of last year. Like, it's been trailer after trailer, and all the trailers looked so damn good. So the anticipation for this movie to be just the most amazing thing ever was so high. It was so freaking high. And this is the problem going into the movie, is because we put this ridiculous expectation on this movie to just be the best Batman movie ever. And honestly, I think it did, because of that, it kind of failed. It didn't quite meet the expectations for me. I still think what's his name? With Heath Ledger and Christian Bale, I still think that Batman is still the best. It did not beat Christian Bale's Batman. Robert Pattinson, yeah, they're kind of different Batmans. I don't know, but just the movie overall didn't hit the mark. All right, so I'm going to get into a couple things, then I'm going to go through what I liked about the movie, what I did not like about the movie. Again, spoiler alert, there's going to be some spoilers in here, so if you don't want any spoilers, stop this video and don't watch it. All right, so the things off the bat, let me just talk about the actors. One of my favorite actors was Colin Farrell as the Penguin. He did a great, outstanding job as this version of the Penguin. I actually love this version of the Penguin the best, because it's more, I don't know, he's more realistic. He kind of looks like a penguin. Like, I can see the penguin in him, like the mob boss type, fat mob boss, but kind of penguin evil. Like, I can totally see it, and I can see his arc as the movies develop. If we ever have a couple movies after this, like, he can even become more evil. Man, Colin Farrell, he doesn't even look like Colin Farrell in this movie. Like, this is great. Compared to, if y'all remember, Colin Farrell acted as Bullseye in Daredevil back in the day. Compared to this, I mean, this is outstanding, sir. So hats off to you, sir. You did an amazing job. That was one of my favorite villains in the movie. All right, second one is Zoe Kravitz as Selina Kyle, aka the Catwoman. First off, Zoe Kravitz is ridiculously attractive. When they get like close-ups of Zoe and you're really looking at her face, like, this woman is so fucking attractive. When she first walks in and she's serving the Penguin as the club waitress, oh my God, man, she's fine. She is fine. And she did a pretty decent job at acting. Hats off to Zoe Kravitz, because I liked her acting. It was all right. It was cool. You know, I can rock with it. She made a pretty good Catwoman. And I know this movie is the early Batman, so I can see her as early Catwoman. And she played the early Catwoman well. You know, she has this mask on that I didn't like, but I get it. I get that it's still the evolution of Catwoman. But the mask just looked like a freaking, a ski mask that she like cut open around the eyes and the mouth. So I didn't know how to take that, but I get it, you know. And they don't explicitly call her Catwoman. It's like it's implied that she's the Catwoman. And at the end, she says something about, hey, the bat and the cat, blah, blah, blah. Okay, moving on. So other actors you have in there is, what's his name? Commissioner Gordon. That's Jeffrey Wright acting as James Gordon, the commissioner, or lieutenant in this movie. The thing about this is I really loved Jeffrey Wright's portrayal of Jim Gordon in this one. I liked how he's black, but you don't really notice. Like that's not like a selling point. Like he really is Jim Gordon. He looks like Jim Gordon. He acts like Jim Gordon. Like he's just Jim Gordon. Like he embodies James Gordon of Batman. I really love that. And remember, he's in a lot of movies. Most notably, he's in a couple of James Bond movies. So check that out. No Time to Die and a couple others. So he's got a big resume, and he's an established actor. So overall, the movie was cool. I liked the things I liked about. I'm gonna go through the things I liked about the movie, and then the things I did not like about the movie. So one of the things I didn't like about the movie was that. Well, first off, let's just start with the setting of the movie, okay? This is not your Ben Affleck Batman who's more seasoned and he's got a little bit of gray hair and he's super bulky, and so he's a veteran Batman. And this is also not your Christopher Nolan's Batman who's kind of like, I mean, he's not as seasoned as the Ben Affleck Batman, but he's not as young as the Robert Pattinson Batman. Like he's somewhere in the middle. Like he's been around for a little bit and he knows what's going on. So this is like the young Batman. And I feel like this whole movie, even the Gotham, I know it's not in the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix Joker universe, but I feel like it's in the same, it's almost like it's in the same time period, and it could very well be blended together. It feels like they're from the same time period, like back in the 80s or something. But anyway, so you have this young Batman. He's not as built. He's not as cut, which kind of bothered me, man. I know, okay, he's a younger Batman, but at least be ripped. At least have like all your muscles showing and an 8-pack or 12-pack of abs. Like Batman's supposed to be ripped in order to beat people up like he does. I think Robert Pattinson, the whole Twilight style body vampire thing, he should have bulked up a little bit more. That's just me. I don't know. He didn't have to be as big as Ben Affleck, but at least be as muscular as Bruce Lee or something, So anyway, that's number one. So he's a younger Batman, and you could tell the Batmobile is like, I like the Batmobile. Let's cover the Batmobile. This is like the beginning of the Batmobile. It's almost like he just took a high-powered racing car like a GT Mustang or a freaking, I don't know, Camaro, some muscle power car, and they took a airplane jet engine and just mounted it on the back of the freaking car. So when the Batmobile starts, it's like a jet engine. That's one of the most coolest scenes in the movie when you first see the Batmobile. Like it looks so menacing. But before you see the Batmobile coming out the first time, they'll show you bits and pieces in the cave where you see the engine has been taken apart, but it's not put together all the way together. So it looks like a jet engine on the floor of the Batcave. And you're like, what is that jet engine looking thing on the Batcave? It's definitely not the Christopher Nolan Batmobile that has like it's a military tank that can crash through concrete walls and like drive over cars. Definitely not that. And it's not the old series Batman, the Val Kilmer and the older series Batman Batmobiles that was, it looked, space age and futurist, and it had like a big Batman logo on it. So this is like, he's just getting started, which was kind of cool. I mean, I don't have no complaints. I love when it came on. I love the chase with the penguin. Man, that was an awesome chase. Like when he finally hits the penguin and the penguin, like the car goes all the way up in the air and it's flipping and you're inside the car with the penguin. That was amazing. That was amazing. Okay, moving on. Let's see, what else did I like? I like the detective side of things. We all knew that this was going to be more of a detective Batman. And on that aspect, they 100% delivered. This is definitely more of a detective Batman, trying to find clues, trying to solve, going to the crime scene. I love that he was actually in crime scenes with the cops and looking at things and picking out things. And he has a camera and he's a real good detective. That's one of the parts of the movies that I expected, and I feel like that they delivered, and I liked it. When it came to all the clues, I felt like maybe they should have. I felt like he was solving the clues a little too fast. Like maybe put a little time between the clue and the answer, so that we, the audience, can try to solve the clue as Batman is trying to solve the clue as well. Add a little more suspense to it. But other than that, I mean, it was great. I have no complaints. They said they're going to be more of a detective Batman, and they definitely delivered. If you're going to watch this Batman expecting a more like fighting Batman, you're going to be disappointed. This is a much slower Batman. There's a lot more dialogue because of the detective stuff. So I liked it. I liked that part of it. Okay, now on to the stuff I did not like. Let's get going. When Batman like jumps on the scene and there's 100 villains around, he's like the ultimate tactical strategist. He's like a Navy SEAL tactical He's planned everything before he gets into the scene. And that's one thing I didn't see with this movie. Like he'll like jump into the middle of a fight with like all types of like thugs, but like it's almost like he's fighting, but it's like he didn't really plan how he was going to fight. Whereas if you watch the Ben Affleck Batman fight scene, when he's in that warehouse, when he's trying to save Clark Kent's or Superman's mother, that is one of the best Batman fight scenes ever. It's better than anything in Christopher Nolan's fight scenes. Like that, the Ben Affleck Batman fight scene, that's Batman. That is Batman. That was great, Ben Affleck. We really need to start giving Ben Affleck more credit for his Batman performance. Now that I've watched this movie, I much respect to you, Ben Affleck. You did a great job. We did not give you enough props. We were a little too hard on you. You delivered. So this Batman's a little inexperienced. He's always falling. He's careless, man. He's getting shot a little too much. Like, I know you got a bulletproof like armor, but why are you getting shot so much? Like, didn't you plan this shit? And there's a part where, I mean, first of all, if you're getting shot with a semi-automatic machine gun at close range, you should be moving backwards. Like, those hits are not, you can't just keep walking. Like, you don't have the Iron Man armor. This is like, you probably have some new version of a Kevlar the force alone of a semi-automatic gun should be able to throw you back a little bit. But I don't think that was realistic. But I love that how he's getting shot in the dark and you can see like the little lights. And so it was good. It was entertaining. But I still feel like Ben Affleck's Batman, the fight scenes were better. So there you go. What else did I like? Let's see. Another thing I felt was, let's talk about the villains. Now, I felt like this Riddler villain, I know with the Riddler question mark is a new Riddler or whatever. I wish maybe he had a suit on with some question marks on or something. Just something closer to the Riddler than this black leather thing and this crazy looking mask that he has on that has no question marks on it. Not enough question marks on the Riddler, man. Put more question marks on your suit somehow. Draw them on if you have to. I don't know how I felt about that. I didn't like how the Riddler looked. I think he was a pretty good villain though. I think he delivered on the villain side. Like I said before, I felt like this Riddler looked like the Penguin that was on the Gotham TV series. Robin Lord Taylor plays the Penguin on the Gotham TV series. I think he looks almost the same as the Riddler in this movie, which was kind of awkward. But anyway, he did a good job. I can't complain. The problem with villains is if you're making a villain, you have to you're going up against the Joker in Christopher Nolan's movie, and he absolutely did not top the Joker in Nolan's movie. Heath Ledger's performance was not broken. Sorry. Sorry, that's just how it is. I don't think any of us expected anybody to be better than Heath Ledger in this movie, so he gets a pass, but no, you weren't even close. You're kind of sort of like the Scarecrow. I think even the Scarecrow was a little better in the other movie. But anyway, overall, I think he did a great job, so I'm not going to complain about him too much. I actually liked Colin Farrell's The Penguin as a villain better than I liked the Riddler, because I felt like the Penguin was more Penguin-like. He felt more like the Penguin to me. So I don't know, guys. To summarize, I feel like this movie fell short. This movie fell short. There was a lot of hype to this movie, which was the first mistake they made. Too many excellent trailers out. They took all these good parts, put them together. The trailers were freaking amazing. I mean, I was like every time I watched a trailer, I would just shake because I was so freaking excited and I couldn't wait. And we've been watching these trailers since last summer, and they're just, this movie, I feel like this movie has had more trailers than any other movies in history. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we had a lot of trailers for this movie. And everybody was so excited, and that's one of the setups that let this movie down. I still feel like Christopher Nolan's Batman is still the gold standard. It was still the best. I kind of feel like Ben Affleck's Batman is now being recognized more as people see other Batmans, and they're like, you know what, Mr. Ben Affleck, you are not bad at all. Give the movie a chance. Go watch it. It's 3 hours long. It's a long-ass movie. And it's a lot of dialogue. There's not as much action as the other Batmans, but there's a lot of detective work. So, enjoy the movie. Overall, I enjoyed it. If I were to give it a rating out of 10, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10 for the Batmans.